Thank you all. I hope you're awake. I've sat over there and I've enjoyed these great speeches. But first, before I get started, Josh, I really want to thank you for what you're doing here at Illinois. I'm so proud to be a part of this class. And the way you're bringing this university together, I applaud you for it. I really do. Thank you. See, I'm going to be a little bit prude. David came up and he just showed his oldness by having his glasses. I'm not going to do it. I just put big fonts on my paper. Amir, I'm not really nervous to talk. Most people that know me know it's hard for me to shut up. And I bartered some time from Don Freeman earlier today, and he really didn't reward me because he thinks he only talked 3 minutes. He actually talked about 7. But the biggest fear I have for Don right now is I don't hope to look to my right and see him finally starting to take his nap. Another thing I want to say, because as athletes, we never really get a chance to say it. So I want to say ILL, and you finish. ILL. Exactly, because we always have to finish it sometimes and we're in a hurry and I get all mixed up, so now it's cool. And also, I want to get this off my chest. I know we're in this building right now, and I know all of you all were at the Michigan State game. I'm sure. If you weren't, you were probably in your mom's belly. I know it's that story too. But the bottom line is, yes, over there on the right side is when I knocked that shot down. Now, how many people were at that game? Raise your hand. All right, so I got that out the way. This is a tremendous award. I retired from basketball 20 years ago. So basketball is really pretty much out of my life. I really concentrate on young people trying to make the game better. And what I also try to do is now is the time for me to reward people that actually got me to the result of what I am. And I try to do that every day that I'm breathing. Because before, I would walk around and I'd get all the pats on the back and people would say, oh, you're this, you're that. And I never really had an opportunity to tell them that I'm just a result. That's it. I'm a result. That's all it is. And people took time to get me to where I was. And so now it's that time for me, and every opportunity that I have. I'll take a simple quote from Barack Obama. He just said, no one can do it for you, but you can't do it alone. And I take creed in that. I had help, tremendous help, to be able to stand on this stage and be able to say that I'm in the Illinois Athletic Hall of Fame. And I'm just going to go real quick on people that are very important to me, and I want you all to know these people because they're the ones that got me to Illinois. They're the ones that got me here. They're the ones that groomed me and built me to get me here. And I'm going to start with my mom, who's sitting at the table right over there. She's 90 years old. I'm so blessed. And Dion and I, that's why we get along, see, because we both came from single-parent households, and my mom raised 7 brothers and sisters, okay? It was 7 of us. And I was number 6. And growing up in the inner city of Chicago, we have choices sometimes, especially on one salary. And I'm so proud and so thankful that my mom decided to have number 6 because I wouldn't be here. And that's true. No matter how you look at it, no matter what you support or whatever, she had a choice. And I'm so thankful for her because I would not be standing here. And she was the one that got me started. I mean, on that one salary, she pretty much gave me everything that I had to go out and chase my dream and be the person that I was. And along the way, I have to thank my brothers and sisters because you all know as athletes, your blueprint is built through your brothers and your sisters by watching them, by watching their accomplishments, by watching their mistakes. And lo and behold, me being the youngest at the time, I was able to watch. And I was able to build what I wanted to do. And one of my brothers are here tonight. His name is Michael. And Mike, stand up for a second. And thank you. And He's one of the best players in Illinois. I mean, he went on to Texas A&M. I don't know why he didn't come here, but he should have. But he was one of the greatest players in the state of Illinois, and I watched him. And he's the reason why I fell in love with basketball, because I wanted to do better than him. And I wanted to beat him. And that's when it all started for me. It truly did. And I have to tell you, it's times when I didn't know if I wanted to do this. I remember my 8th grade teacher, Mr. Roof, he took me to my first organized practice, and I was ready to quit. I was like, what's up with these suicides and all that? I just want to play. And I didn't come back to the next practice, and he came up to me and he said, young man, you're making a serious mistake. You have a great opportunity at doing this. And I'm so thankful for him, because who knows, I might not be standing here. My friends that I grew up with in the inner city, we used to go all over the city and play basketball. But they was also into other things. But they respected the fact that I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to run with gangs. I didn't want to ingest drugs. And they didn't put pressure on me to do it. So that's another reason why I'm standing here. And I reflect back on that. I truly do. My high school coach, Frank Lolino, he's gone on now, Roy Condati. They took me as a high school player, and they told me, they said, you're never going to see daylight in 4 years. And I didn't during the school year. I never saw daylight. We were at practice at 7 o'clock in the morning, which at that, in Chicago, it's dark. You're getting up at 5:30. I'm on the bus. They kept us to after school. And for 4 years, they did it. And that saved me, because it kept me out of stuff. I went to one dance in high school because I loved what I wanted to do. And my goal was what? To get a scholarship. That was my total goal. But along the way, I didn't take a ton of interest in schoolwork initially. And lo and behold, I met this very nice lady who was my counselor in high school. And she's sitting right there. Janice Gerke, can you stand up, please? And she pushed me in the classroom, and she reminded me that all those scholarships that you were getting, Eddie, as All-American at Westinghouse, you're not going to get anything if you don't improve your grades. And lo and behold, that's what I did. She redirected my mindset. I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for her doing that. And what happened for me is all of a sudden, I got coaches coming to my gym. And lo and behold, the very coaches that I became attracted to entered my gym. And Lou Henson, Tony Yates, Mark Bill, and Les Wickey. And I'm always was looking for a father figure, because my dad wasn't in my life. And I became extremely attached to Tony Yates, who was the assistant coach here. And as time went on, when I was being recruited, and I had pressure. I mean, Magic Johnson and I became very good friends. He was trying to get me to come to Michigan State, and I was like, I don't know about that. And along the line, it got to a point where I said, you know what, I was in Germany, matter of fact, and I called home and I told my mom, I said, you know what, I'm just gonna cut all this recruiting stuff off. I wanna go to Illinois, and I want you to announce it. And she came down here at the News Gazette All-Star game or whatever, and she announced it here. And it all began for me. And I don't regret it at all. This is the place that constructed me. It truly did. It was the best decision I have ever made in my life up until this point, because so much has grown out of it for me. And my heart is in it. I so much hate the fact that Lou Henson is not here tonight, as Mike White is here for David. And Mike probably doesn't remember, but he actually tried to get me to play football one time, and I'm not going to go there. He said, Eddie, you can play tight end, and you don't even have to come to practice. I was like, no. But I am so, Lou is obviously, his health is keeping him away, and Tony Yates as well. But Lou Henson became my father figure. He truly did. He did something to me that really rubbed people the wrong way. He took an All-American and didn't even play him much his freshman year. Now, I got all kind of teammates, ex-teammates, Mark Aguirre, who I played with, and he went to DePaul. They were trying to get me to transfer. And I told them all, I said, no, you don't understand. I said, that guy is going to get me right. And Lou Henson is the best coach that I've ever had. And I remember one day my freshman year, he said, Eddie, you can play, but it's hard to play when you're always on your back. I was 185 pounds. And Coach Kroll, who was a strength and conditioning coach then, I just started to live with him. And in 1 year, he transformed a little skinny kid to about a 225-pound beast, is what I called myself to Levi Cobb. And this next guy who beat me up every day in practice was Neil Bresnahan. And I could not wait to get back to just knock him around. But Coach Kroll really transformed me, and that happened here at Illinois. And then I had another teammate who was a freshman, and he didn't stay here the whole 4 years. I wish he had. His name was Jeff Carter. Jeff is here too. Stand up, Jeff. And Jeff is the main reason, he is the main reason why I kept my wits about me and my head about me as I went through my college first year. Because as you all know, first year of college is very difficult and tough. I was going through it, I wasn't playing, and he was there for me. All my teammates over the 4 years were huge. They let me take all the shots, okay? I took a ton of shots, and they allowed me to do it. And I'm so thankful for all of them. I can't name them all, I had plenty, but they know who they are. And they've sent me texts tonight and wishing me good luck, the ones that could not make it. But this is what this was, a family. And we were a team that was trying to get ourselves together when I got here. We didn't have a lot of success, but we grew together. We grew together as a team, and that was important. I'd have to shout out to a guy that really helped me with the history of Illinois, and you all probably know it if you were here long enough, Po' Boys over on the south side, Arnie Yarber. He's not here anymore, but I just want to throw a shout out to him. I want to throw a shout out to three mother figures I had here, Jane Fleming, Dorothy Damewood. They were both mother figures to me as I was here. It's important to me that I mention them. I'll shoot past fast. I had a teacher here named Art Goldsmith. He was an economics teacher. And I still was having a hard time grasping academics in a sense and being consistent and not being satisfied with C's. And I took an economics class. And lo and behold, he just grabbed onto me and he just tutored me in every class I had. He and I are very good friends to this day. He's one of the most dynamic teachers in the country. And if it wasn't for him, it's no way I would be standing here with my degree. Art Goldsmith really guided me the correct way. And then finally, the one person, it's a reason why I stayed at Illinois. And the reason I stayed at Illinois is because I truly believe God had a plan for me. And the plan was, that's where you're going, that's where you're staying, despite whatever happens to you. And lo and behold, I was walking down the quad one day, and I saw this beautiful young lady. And if you knew me back when I was in school, I was a loner. I was a guy that was so focused on my job, but when I saw her, I lost all focus. And she's been my rock for the last 40 years, basically. Honey, stand please. And if it wasn't for her, Eddie would not be Eddie. She gave me two wonderful kids, Jade and Justin, who was here as well. And I just want to thank all the people as well as I start to shut up, because my wife is going to do this. She's an event planner, and this is shut up, Eddie. As I finish, though, I just want to thank all the people that came down to support me. You hear them hooping and hollering, and they've been friends and supporters of mine forever. I love you all. You all are great friends, and to get on the road and drive down here to hear me talk again, I really appreciate you. Thank you. I saved this for last because it's really important for me. I just want to send a shout out to my best friend and teammate ever, and that's Mark Smith. I wouldn't be me without him. He pushed me. When I came here as a freshman as All-American, Mark wasn't that, but Mark was the best freshman on our team that year. and he pushed me to get better. And he was my roommate. And he was one of the most unselfish people I've ever met in my life. And, you know, Dion, I was so happy that Dion broke my record. I called him after he broke it. But Mark Smith probably should have had that record. But Mark Smith came to me my senior year, and he said, Eddie, I want you to have the record. Mark broke the record initially, but he said, Eddie, I want you to have it. And he went out of his way for me to get it. And a lot of people don't know that. And I miss him dearly. He passed away 20 years ago at 40 years old. And if anybody follows me on Twitter or anything, you see he and I right there. I mean, I miss him dearly. And I know he's proud of me standing up here. I wish that he could still be here and we could be up here together. But one thing that I do hope and wish that eventually he'll be recognized, because my thought process is he's the most talented basketball player I think that's ever played at Illinois. He truly is. And finally, just thanks to everyone in the Illinois Athletic Association that played a role in my selection this year. Because without you, I wouldn't be here. There's so many great athletes, and we've seen them all here tonight. Can we agree? Great. I enjoyed every speech, and it was so great getting to know them at the luncheon today. And that's what it's all about. Us athletes have a great bond because we know the hard work and the sacrifices that we have to put forward to accomplish and get to where we are. And now that we are retired and we just tell stories and all of that, this is a tremendous opportunity to enjoy it one more time. So thank you.